Hi everyone, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. Sunday, August 11th, and yeah, this weekend has almost come to an end. Time to take a look at the week that was and maybe look ahead and see where we're going. There's a lot of things, crazy things going on in the market right now, and it's just really hard to read which direction we're going to take here. So it's a new week. Didn't have any crazy black swan events in Hong Kong over the weekend. So it's going to be the usual stuff we're going to watch for next week. Tweets from the White House, um, tariff, trade talks, all going to predominate the probably the conversation. So let's take a look at where we are with the markets. You can see here we're pretty much 50-50 on stocks above and below their 200-day moving average. Again, we're kind of right in the middle there. 50s still leaning more to the downside. New highs, new lows, right in the middle. So yeah, we're kind of hanging here, waiting for something to happen, and I don't know what it is going to happen. Of course, we've got lots of recession worries, economic worries. Things seem to be slowing down in other countries, negative interest rates. Yeah, it's all crazy, uncharted territory stuff for at least quite some time. So you can see here the market didn't do very well on Friday. Over the week, healthcare, utilities, still a safety trade is where the money seemed to be flowing into. Technology down, technology still down on the month. Basic materials taking a hit over the month. Let's take a look at the indexes here. We do have some stuff coming up next week. We've got some earnings. That's going to be a fairly light earnings report, maybe 50 or 60 companies reporting. There are some big ones, NVIDIA, AMAT, Applied Materials are two of them. And we've got a few more, just can't think of them, but they're later in the week, Wednesday, Thursday. So we've got here, you can see this is the 10-year Treasury. Look at how it just dropped off a cliff there after that Fed announcement, and now we're coming back a bit. I think we're going to bounce back a little bit, but interest rates, I think this may just be a pullback, and we may end up continuing lower, in which case TLT could be a good trade for the long term. It tends to go up when the yields go down, and this is the week here. You can see we really got oversold on the weekly basis, so we're taking a bit of a bounce here. I seriously doubt we're going to fill this gap. I just think interest rates are going to keep pressure on interest rates to keep the interest rates low, which is going to keep driving the stock market, at least holding it up anyway. So nobody wants to put their money into a negative interest rate situation. And here we got the Dow. That's the daily. We kind of had an inside day, which kind of an indecision day. Sometimes people think that's a change in direction indication. Let's see what we did on the week. The week was pretty, if you look at it, was pretty constructive. We sold off pretty hard, came right back up. Almost made a dragonfly doji there on decent volume too, and we're right at the RSI, the 50 level. So, could go either way. We could start heading back up or down. But on a weekly basis, that was a fairly constructive candle. And the IWM small caps, you can see again, we had kind of an inside day here on Friday, an indecision day. Not particularly great price action and a indecision sort of doji here. So it'll be interesting to see where the small caps go. Of course, they're the ones that have not performed as well compared to the other indexes. Qs, again, inside day on Friday. You can see here on the week we actually sold off and then came back up again. That this level here, roughly this 180 level, which seemed to be an area that they just broke through here. Seem to hold. And lastly, the SPY, same comment on the daily and on the weekly as well, seem to hold a particular level here, this 2790 level here, so not surprising it kind of held this area as well and came back up. So, we'll see what happens. I don't see us pushing to new highs, but again, with the interest rate so low, I don't see us really coming off unless unless we get some kind of weird event, like I was talking about at the beginning of the video here. Dollar just hanging around there, seems to be consolidating. Don't know which way it's going to break, but it's definitely narrowing into a narrowing trading range. So keeping an eye on that to see which way that'll break when it does break out of that narrow trading range. And the VIX again, looks like an inside day on Friday. And let's take a look at the weekly on the VIX. Again, we sold off, sort of reflective of some of the markets that sold off and came back. So the VIX popped up and then sold off. So we got a hollow filled candle there. Anyway, yeah, this is just getting really choppy price action. So it's as you can see, this makes it fairly difficult to do swing trading when you're getting such chop. So best to just step to the sideline if you're not sure which way things are going, and wait for something to manifest itself, which it will. I have no doubt. What do we got on active? Gold has really been, we'll talk about gold in a little while here. I don't have any positions in gold, dust, or nugget right now. I should take those out. TNA, I do have a small position on that. Took, it's like a very small position, and I guess we'll see what happens. I might just take it off just because I don't, I think it's just going to be choppy here. So let's take a look at what we got on watch. Baba did a nice pop, and then we had this these additional tariffs put on, and so that kind of took the wind out of that sail. So we'll keep an eye on that one. It actually still may do well. Baidu's just still looking very weak. Almost looks like it could be a short. Let's take a look at that again. It's lost 100. Facebook again, Friday, reflecting Friday's poor performance here. It looked like it was going to come back up, filled this gap here, and rejected. So keep an eye on that. We may come back up and test that 190 level next week if the markets start to stabilize. GLD is really extended here. Again, talking about gold, you can see how we had these several gap ups and really extended from all the moving averages. So I'm expecting this is going to pull back here. Let's talk about how to play that in a minute. KWeb, Chinese Internets, again took a hit on Friday. So Nugget here looks like it, it's, we had another sort of reversal candle here on Friday. I think it may head lower. I think we could end up seeing it fill this gap back down to 34 before it continues to run higher. And I think, Nugget and gold are, I think, all positioned probably to move higher. So I think it's just a matter of waiting for a pullback to get involved in that again. PayPal was really sold off, and then Square reported and it sold off again. So it's not looking very healthy here. I don't know that there's a trade here. We'll be watching maybe for a double bottom on that. Silver again, poor man's gold. It actually fared a little better, the Silver Trust on Friday than gold did. So I think there's an opportunity. Let's go back again. It's an opportunity with silver here. Again, I'd like to see it do a little bit of a pullback here to 1560 before, before chasing it up here. Although, look at all the moving averages are curling up. Not a great lot of volume on Friday. That's one thing. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Square, again, looks like might be holding a level here. Maybe may hold 63. So if we get a rebound in the market, it should go back up. 63 could be, if you're interested in options, I mean, if you wrote a 63 put there, sold a 63 put, you might be able to collect the premium at the end of the week on that. T is right back up to a level it looks like it might want to break out here. So again, every pullback seems to be getting bought. Even on Friday when the market was down, you can see here volume wasn't great, but you can see here T is just getting bought up. It's it's a dividend stock. Again, it's a stock you could probably stick away for a while, get a bit of a pullback here this week. Might not be a bad position to take. UNG just kind of looks interesting. We do looking like enough, on a 2-hour chart here. Yeah, kind of looking like it's holding this level here, so might be an interesting play next week. Thursday is the inventory number, so you got to be careful about that. Always volatile around that period. And oil really gapped up. Had a huge couple down. Actually, spanned over a couple weeks there. Just went into the tank, and now we've had a bit of a bounce back here. But this really could just be a dead cat bounce. UWT probably been in the way to play it now. Maybe on the reverse side, DWT. XLE. Even with oil up, it seemed to sell off on Friday. So I don't. Maybe this is actually the energy sector. So you get some of the oil service companies, not or oil plays in this ETF. So, and the financials. Let's see what the financials did. Well, it looked like a bit of an indecision week here with this doji candle. So I don't know that there's anything to watch there right now. So. Yeah, anyway, let's keep an eye on gold, dust and nugget, and we'll be keeping an eye on some of the other stocks I mentioned, and maybe we'll see how this week plays out. It might just be choppy, but we do have some earnings, and we'll see how things go with that. So there you go. That's my book, How to Swing Trade, on Amazon. If you haven't checked it out already, it's there for the taking. So we'll see everyone in the Bear Bull trading room tomorrow morning. And I'm not sure if Andrew will be joining us. I know he's over in Switzerland right now looking at the Matterhorn. So anyway, have a great weekend, what's left of it, everybody. And we'll talk to you on Monday morning if you're there in the room with us. Bye for now.